Alive on the Mounjaro. It's on the pen alive with your host David Knapp.
Thank you, Clap Track. Happy Thursday night. You are on the pen live. That's why you're here. And I am Dave Knapp, man on the Mounjaro. That's why I am here. I am so glad to have you all here. Welcome to the stream. There are many of you already joining, which is super, super exciting to have you all waiting for this stream. The transition to Thursday night has been one that has been an interesting one for sure. And we're just excited. We're excited to have you all here tonight on a Thursday on the Pen Live. So if you did not catch last week's stream, which was actually on a Wednesday because I was traveling for work, we're doing things a little bit differently here now because we're adding a call-in feature to the show. And being that this is the first Thursday night on the Pen Live that we'll be having to call in, we don't have an interview. The interview will be with Chrissy. So just a rundown of what we do here on this channel. We go through a little bit of fake news. What's fake news in the world of GLP-1s? We talk about what's fresh, what's going on in the world of GLP-1s, what's going on new on this channel and in my life and some of your lives. Then typically we have an interview. Tonight we're going to have a call-in. So if you are interested in being a part of that call-in, I will eventually here run the number across the stream, this bottom of the screen. That's coming up a little bit later in the stream, but it's 1-800-TERZEPA. That's 1-800-TERZEPA. And you'll be able to call in and join on the moon. Join on the moon with on the pen with Man on the Mounjaro. So we'll be doing that call in. And then we're going to finally get in that final Cousins challenge with Chrissy. We're going to talk about where we ended up, who won the challenge, and where the heck we go from here. And so I hope that you'll all join us, that you'll all be a part of the stream all the way through. We are so excited. The other thing that we're going to do tonight, before the stream is over, the biggest super chat of the night. So whoever gives the biggest super chat tonight's going to pick, within reason, where I inject my first 12.5 shot. So if you followed the channel, you know that I'm stepping back from the 15 milligram to the 12.5 to hopefully remedy some migraine issues that I've been having. So if you are up for it and want to participate with a super chat, the biggest one of the night will choose where this goes in my body. That ought to be some fun. All right. So welcome to the stream. Welcome, everybody. How's everybody doing on a Thursday night? I just want to say hi to everybody that I missed before the stream started. I got to most of you, but Cheryl, welcome to the stream. NC, Bethany, Julie, Donna, welcome to the stream, and all you who were here before who got a shout out in the chat. Thank you all for joining. We're so glad to have you. We are so happy to have you here. Those of you who are fans of the channel, and for those of you who are not, head on out. So welcome to the stream. We're going to get right into it tonight. We are going to talk. Oh, Sue's in the lead. So far, Sue's got the power in his hands. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but we are going to take the trash out on Thursday night, talk about a little bit of fake news. On a Thursday, what is fake? So I got to just show you this. If you're a member of the channel, you're already well aware of this because I did a whole video messing with another one of these Mounjaro scammers from the Facebook groups. And I had a lot of fun with that. So if you're a member of the channel and you caught that video, let me know what you thought of it. I'm having fun with those, but I'm not sure everybody else enjoys watching them as much as I enjoy making them, frankly. I get a real kick out of that computer generated voice. But there's a group over on YouTube or on Facebook. Sorry, it's called Mounjaro for T2 along with weight loss. Just so we're all very, very clear, this channel or this group is 100% a scam group. There is no redeeming quality about this group. And this is where I have just been blown up with people kind of hitting me up on Facebook to try to sell me bootleg Mounjaro or just trying to basically get me to send them money. And it's working with a lot of people. So I want you to be aware that that group is complete bunk. It is complete and utter fake news. So that's what we're looking out for this week. If you are interested in joining a Facebook group that is completely devoid of these scammers, join my Facebook group. So On the Pen with Man on the Mounjaro, it's a Facebook group. I have a Facebook page as well that we're live streaming to right now, but the Facebook group that we have there is completely scammer free in a great little community if you'd like to join that. Also, a little plug for BJ Davis's Discord. You can now find that at his own URL. It's davisdiscord.com. And you can get right over there. There's no links that expire now. That used to happen in the description of my videos. Those links would expire. Now he's got that permanent link, which is awesome. So Chrissy and Stephanie, thank you so much for the super chats. Looks like Stephanie is in the lead at $9.99. So I'm at her mercy now. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. I'm getting nervous now. So that's the fake news of the week. Let's get right into, I'm so excited to share this part of it with you. Let's get right into what's fresh. So there's quite a bit that's fresh this week. Couple things that I want to just point out right away. So in the description of this video, I have linked to two separate channels that I've recently discovered on YouTube that really speak to me. So one is on the topic of weight loss. Although there is a video that talks about GLP-1s, it's mostly about weight loss and about obesity. And it's actually, the guy's name is Ethan Suplee. So you may remember him from Jay and Silent Bob, Mallrats, some of those late 80s, early 90s flicks. And he was the big guy. He's not a big guy anymore, but a guy who has struggled with obesity his whole life. And let me just tell you guys, this dude gets it. At American Glutton. It's linked in the description of this video. If you're looking for a great follow, an entertaining follow, what I like about his channel is he's got a lot of comedians that come on his show, a lot of big name people, because he's a Hollywood guy. And what I really like about him is my dude just gets it. He just intrinsically understands the struggle of obesity. He doesn't simplify stuff and say ignorant things. And even though on the topic of the GLP-1s, I think he's got a little bit to go. I think generally he really does get the value. He just has concerns. If you're looking for a great follow, definitely get over there and give that channel a follow. The other one, I don't have a screenshot, unfortunately, but is going to be a gal named Amy Wienans, who's actually a local gal here in the Cedar Valley. I grew up knowing her. She's a real estate agent in the area, and just an awesome motivational speaker, an awesome follower of Jesus. Like, she speaks to the spiritual side of me. And before we came on, Christy and I were talking about a little bit about, and I'm sure we'll get into it later, but the struggle with obesity, the struggle with your weight is one of the mind, body, and spirit. And so while Ethan Supplee's channel does a really great job speaking to some of the biology and some of the inner workings of obesity, just on a biological level and maybe a behavioral level, Amy's channel has nothing to do with obesity, but it has to do with life and things of a spiritual nature and finding your higher calling, your higher purpose in life, which is just, it's tremendously centering to tune into her video. So that's linked in the description. Amy Wienans, give them both a follow. I don't think you'll regret either one. Now, and also Amy's kind of theme is you are more. And so that's the overarching theme of her channel. So please get over in there and check that out. I had a really cool afternoon, everybody. So if you follow the channel, you know that we've done a lot of interviews on this channel before. And some of the interviewers have come back, and they have come back for a second round. One of those people would be Ken Lee at Fat Guy No More. I need to link him in the description. I don't think I got to that before the stream started, but at Fat Guy No More, Ken Lee started his weight loss journey years ago at almost 700 pounds. If you watched his interview, it's just, he himself is just a light, a very bright light. And if you watch his videos, you pick up on that, and it's just tenfold in person. Meeting Ken today was my great honor, as he's been touring ballparks around the country and passed through Iowa on his way from Wrigley Field, passed through Iowa via the smack myself in the head, the baseball cornfield, that's Field of Dreams. He would just punch me in the face right now if he was here for forgetting that. As a baseball fan, he's mortified that I live an hour away from the Field of Dreams, and I've never been to Field of Dreams, and I've never watched the movie. Everybody who sees that, their minds are blown. I have to. Okay. I'm sorry. I haven't seen the movie, and I haven't been to the Field of Dreams, but he stopped by there today, which was super, super helpful to have him kind of be on the trajectory of passing through. And he was kind enough to stop. So he and I had lunch today together, which quickly turned into a all afternoon affair. You can see my comb over is pulling a Trump and blowing in the wind. I love that. But yeah, Ken and I got to meet, and our lunch that was, supposed to be a quick half an hour thing quickly turned into 2.5 hours. Ken is like, the kind of guy that you've met, and it's like you've known him for 20 or 30 years. We could have gone on and on and on. Ken is just a phenomenal, wonderful human being. And it was so great to meet him today. He's catching a baseball game down in Des Moines today, watching the Iowa Cubs. So shout out to Ken Lee, Fat Guy No More. Go over, check his channel out, give him a sub. He is such a great follow. You will not regret that follow. Let me just tell you. So appreciate each and every one of you who has joined the stream tonight. I see some other names that have joined. Derek, welcome to the stream. Donna, welcome back. Donna with a huge super thanks this weekend. I appreciate you, friend. Thank you so much for being such a great supporter of the channel. Julie, who is a channel member. If you are interested in becoming a member of the channel, where you get access to exclusive content, exclusive emojis that are super fun to use in the live chat. If you haven't already seen some of them, there's some new ones in there. I'm sure you've already found them. But if you're interested in becoming a member of the channel, the link is in the description of this video. For $2.99 a month, you get exclusive access to select videos that just get uploaded for members. Sometimes I'll early post one of the shorter form videos to get that the members see them first. Personal life updates that I don't give on the front side of this channel. So just some of those things are what you get access to, but more than anything, it's just a way to support and give back to the channel for the time that I put into the channel, which is not insignificant. And so I just thank you so much for all of you who see the value in what we're doing here and who are jumping in and joining the fight, because as I talked about in one of my videos this week, which was about Ozempic face, the Ozempic face is just the start of the onslaught that's going to happen, the way that people are going to attack GLP-1s, because, there's just, it's clickbait, right? And clicks are what drives, all of media now, and it's sensational and it gets clicks. And so we've just seen the beginning here, folks. Unfortunately, we're going to see more. We need to be fighting back with good information. We need to be sharing videos like this. We need to be banding together. We also need to be looking at things like Treat and Reduce Obesity Act that's in the Congress right now in committee. And we need to be calling our Congress people, calling our representatives, and encouraging the passing of TROA, which would allow obesity coverage to be added to Medicare, which ultimately would lead to the private sector adopting, the same thing, because that tends to be how things work, is they get adopted by the public sector and then the private sector follows. So that's a great way to be advocating and fighting back. You can also look at the Obesity Action Coalition. There's just lots of ways to get involved. And we want to bring more and more opportunities for you to do that here. So just a great way to give back. Pug on Mounjaro with a $20 super chat. Pug, you got the lead, man. We'll say, and I shouldn't say man. I guess I don't know your gender. Pugs could be male or female. But thank you for the super chat. My life is in your hands. Miss Tatman, welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining. Appreciate having you here. So that is what is fresh. That's what's going on. Now is the time where if you are interested, we will be taking some phone calls. So let me know in the chat if you got to the chance to join last week when we did our first call-in. It was a good time. It was our first time. It was a little bumpy. I dropped my iPad. It was a whole deal. And then unfortunately, towards the end of the stream, I got had a terrible migraine come on. It was a rough deal, which led me to ultimately switching down to the 12.5. And so, yeah, it was just a good time. I had a lot of fun. And so I wanted to fold that call-in portion into our On the Pen on Thursday nights. Pug is a dude. So Pug the dude, just like Sue the dude. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. And it's good to have you here. I know Pug on Mounjaro was on the last live stream that we did on the call-in. So yeah, I would love to hear from you. If you're interested in calling in, 1-800-TERZEPA is the number. That's 1-833-TERZEPA. That's 1-833-847-9372 or 833-TERZEPA. So we would love to have you join the moon. If you are interested tonight, if you were wanting to call in last week and did not get a chance to, now is your chance to join the moon. I'm going to jump in the chat here and just see who else has joined here. Stephanie, you said in the neck, tell him, yeah, just straight to the jugular. We'll just go straight to the jugular with the Mounjaro. That should help with the headaches, right? I mean, if I wasn't getting a migraine before, maybe my mistake was not injecting straight into my jugular vein. So maybe we could try that, see how that goes. Donna, welcome to the stream. Miss Tapman, welcome to the stream. Julie, welcome to the stream. Julie said that she was here and that the lives are always fun. This is your third live. Awesome. So that's a great time to say that if you have not had the chance to join a live or are just joining for the first couple of times, if you're interested in going back and catching them from the beginning, which was about the beginning of the year, frankly, I think that was about the time that we started doing Friday night lives, which ultimately turns to Thursday nights on the pen. There's a playlist in the description of this video that you can go down to, and you can check out all of them from start to finish. But more than just the On the Pen live streams, there's lots of shorter form videos covering a lot of topics on GLP-1s. The most popular videos that I do typically are going to be the ones that will have a synopsis, a recap of the Eli Lilly calls that give an update on the future of Mounjaro, but not only Mounjaro, but what other GLP-1s they have in the pipeline. Like they have an oral GLP-1, just like Rybelsus is the oral version of Ozempic and Wegovy, oral semaglutide. They're going to have an oral medicine that's a GLP-1 called orforglipron, with the goal of having it be as effective as its injectable counterpart, semaglutide. So, I mean, we're talking, 18% weight loss from a pill rather than a shot. So if that's enticing for you, that is in the works with Eli Lilly, and it will be approved for weight loss. That's their aim. So it's in clinical trials for weight loss. The other one would be retatrutide, which is a triple acting GLP-1 agonist. That so Mounjaro is a dual acting GLP-1, GIP, and the retatrutide adds a third, and that's the glucagon receptors. And early clinical trials show it being significantly more effective at weight loss than Mounjaro, which is hard to imagine. Mounjaro being at that 22.5% or something at the upper doses over 72 weeks. So that's huge. And so I do those updates on the Eli Lilly calls. Those are all in these little playlists that make them really easy to find exactly what you're looking for. And yeah, just a great way to go back and view videos in case you're just new to the channel. If you're new to the channel or new to the stream, hit that like button. The like button helps this get shared throughout the community so more people can see them. And if you want to hit the subscribe button as well, that will allow you to get updates to the channel, helps the channel grow, and all those things. So yeah, it doesn't look like at this point we've got any callers, which is fine. That's cool. We're feeling shy guy tonight, which is totally cool. So we'll give it a couple more minutes and see if we got anyone that wants to call in tonight. Again, that's 1-800-TERZEPA. And it's scrolling across the screen here. That would be 1-833-847-9372. See here. We'll see if we get any callers here in the next couple of minutes. Otherwise, what we have on tap next would be recap with Chrissy, cousin Chrissy, and we'll plan on bringing her into the stream and talk about this cousins challenge. So for those of you who are new to the stream, you will see that we have been doing this cousins challenge going back several weeks to see who could lose the most weight by Easter, and we'll give a recap on that challenge that we've had going on. But we're going to bring in a caller. We're going to bring in a caller right now, actually. One of my favorite Mounjaris, Sue YouTube. Sue, you there, buddy?
Hey, Dave. First off, how did you come up with 1-800-TRZEPA?
It was a long, thought out process. Much toil and much heartache.
Sure. Listen, how's your headaches, buddy?
Headaches are doing good, man. So I can't say that I've had none, but they have not been as intense. And so it's been a full week since I've had my 15 milligram dose. And so that's why we got the 12.5 on tap for tonight. We're going to see if they subside a little bit. And, you know, Sue, I've mentioned on the stream, I'm not quite sure whether to equate it to Mounjaro or not. You know, stress could be part of it as well, and probably more than likely. And I think the one thing that I haven't clarified on the channel is that I get migraines. That's something that I've dealt with my whole life. It's just it's once a month, and lately it's been once every couple of days. So we'll see if this does the trick.
I hope so, man. I got to tell you something that really worried me.
Well, bless your heart, Sue. I appreciate your concern.
Well, and the things that bug me right now that I'm worried about is like, we're so fortunate to have this. Your headache was troubling me, and also people that will, in short order, have a hard time paying for Mounjaro. That's another thing that sort of is concerning me as well.
That's its own headache. So a lot of people are looking, Sue, at a coupon that's expiring in June. And so there's a lot of people kind of in panic mode because that day gets closer and closer and closer. And I think there was a lot of people that were hoping that we would have some sort of FDA answer on the weight loss version of Mounjaro by then. And I don't think that we should be hitching our wagons to that. So we've talked about on this channel what the other options are. One of them being looking at semaglutide, right? So Ozempic or Wegovy. Say that again.
The compound medicine?
No, well, that's the other thing. But even the name brand, if Mounjaro isn't covered, Wegovy being approved for weight loss, that's, you know, the weight loss approved version of semaglutide, as you're aware. But checking your formulary to see if that's on there, because, you know, Wegovy, semaglutide is right up there with Mounjaro as far as how well it works for weight loss.
Let me tell you what you said last week, and please forgive me. I think this has to be repeated.
Yeah.
That you can get $500 off Wegovy.
Right.
And I looked up that, and they say if your insurance doesn't pay for Wegovy, that Wegovy will let you take $500 off. But right. I looked, and Wegovy's going for like $1,350 to $1,500. So even with the $500 off, you're still like at $900 a month. And at that point, you're so close. Why not just go with Mounjaro? If you're going to have to spend a $900, just spend $1,000 for Mounjaro. However, I did go to I've got Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Carolina, and I went to my formulary. I didn't think they were going to cover anything. And I found out that they have a connection through Amazon Pharmacy, and I can get it for, I think it was $150 wow. But that's a coupon as well, so it's not permanent. But it's a coupon, I guess, with the coupon and whatever Blue Cross has negotiated. $150 is obviously a lot better than $900. So I would encourage everybody to do that. But I was disappointed in just the standalone $500 off on a $1,500 drug, $1,400 drug is just
nothing.
Outrageous.
Yeah, it's still for the vast majority of people, it's still unachievable and untenable to try to afford a medication that costs that much. Yeah, it's not much. And this Sue is also why I don't believe that people should be expecting that when Mounjaro tirzepatide comes out for weight loss, that it's going to be the same price point as Mounjaro for diabetes. I fully expect it to be above, because it outperforms Wegovy in the clinical trials for weight loss. I expect it to be more expensive fully.
You know what, Dave? That is a great point. I never even thought about that. But well, didn't they say though they didn't want to rename it? Is there a possibility that they would keep everything the same because they wanted to keep it Mounjaro?
So they could, but I don't think that handcuffs them from charging more depending on the diagnosis code. I mean,
I agree. I have to tell you, I did not even anticipate that, but that makes so much sense.
Yeah, and you know, who knows? I know that in the call that they had about Mounjaro, when they touched on the potential branding of it, they talked about if they do keep the branding the same, that from a manufacturing standpoint, that makes it easier for them theoretically to keep up with supply because everything's the same. The pens are the same, they're labeled the same. The dosages would be similar, though they may step up differently. And I think they'll ultimately land at a higher dosage than the 15, probably 20, or I think people have anecdotally heard 20 milligrams. But I would maybe even expect it to be higher, but we shall see. But yeah, so you had mentioned, Sue, the compounded version. So that's another thing that we've talked about on this channel. Compounded semaglutide and compound tirzepatide, the active ingredients in Mounjaro and Ozempic, are available from compound pharmacies. A lot of people refer to this as generic Mounjaro or generic Ozempic, which is a bit of a misnomer, but for all intents and purposes, it is a generic version because it's the active ingredient sold at a much lower price. The difference is that it's made at a specific pharmacy called a compounding pharmacy. They're not everywhere. They get the active ingredients and then they mix them with it like a B12 or a B6. And more times than not, they're just a syringe that you fill up and inject yourself with. But you're able to get those at a fraction of the price of what you're able to get Mounjaro or Ozempic or Wegovy at full retail. So that's an excellent point to bring up. So again, now's the time to be making those plans, folks. That card, for those of you that card expires in June. I will say, Sue, I've heard a couple things recently from people that have made me encouraged, like formularies are starting to add Mounjaro to, insurance formularies are starting to add Mounjaro to their formulary. So there are some stories of people actually getting coverage now. Somebody just yeah, absolutely. Somebody just commented today and said, as of April 1st, my insurance formulary added Mounjaro and now I'm covered. So they were ready to get off the moon and they get to stay on. So not all bad news.
That is such good news because I'm going to go back to this. I think you mentioned Fat Guy No More. What's his real name?
Ken Lee.
Okay, Ken. And I think that he said he had been going on and off for a month or two. And it just hurts me because he's done so well.
Yeah. So
really, I'm going to tell you something. We are all together in this, and it wounds me to think anybody is going to have to go without this. It really bothers me.
I'm right there with you. I think we're both wired the same way, Sue. We're both feelers. And so when the people, and we've come to care for each other in this community, starting here, moving over to BJ's Discord, we're all kind of the same people in the same, wherever we land, whether it's on one of my live streams or in the Discord or over on my Facebook channel or Facebook group, wherever we're interacting with each other, we come to really care about each other. And that is something that's very unique about this community. And like you said, I think you put it really well last week, like until everybody has access, there's an unsettled part of our souls because we want people to have equal access to this medication because we know what it can do for people. And so I'm right there with you, buddy.
Exactly. It's so right. Our joy will not be complete until everybody gets it and takes the anxiety away.
I love the way that you word that. Our joy will not be complete. With that, Sue, I'm gonna let you go. I thank you for calling in, buddy. It's always good to hear from you. Every time you contribute to this stream, whether you're calling into the show, whether you're sending me a message of an idea, or whether you're conversing in the chat, everything that you bring to this channel enriches it, makes it better. I know those in the chat would agree with me and give me a solid thumbs up on that, because you bring so much to this community. So thank you, dude, for calling in tonight, and you enjoy the rest of your night.
I love you, man. You're the best.
I love you too, buddy. Thanks for calling. Take care. Have a good night, bud.
Okay, talk to you later. Bye.
Yeah. Susie Q, YouTube. One of my favorite conversations of the week lately, because he's been calling in about once a week for the last few weeks, and he is just a delight and such a great part of this channel and a great part of this stream. I love that he gets involved the way that he does. So I don't think we have anybody waiting on hold. Chrissy, that's correct, right? Nobody's waiting currently. So if you are ready, we will. Well, first of all, there's a special bumper that I like to roll before we bring Chrissy on. Girl on the Govee. So Girl on the Govee, Chrissy, I'm bringing you in. This is your fair warning. Stop picking your nose and welcome. How you doing?
I'm good. I was, chatting in the chat.
Give me 2 seconds. I got to mute some things here before I can turn you up. So entertain everybody for a minute. Dance.
Oh, dance. I would like to take this moment to call out Sue YouTube for never calling the number and talking to me.
Sue has the VIP line. So I get
it.
I had several people this week that are like, please do the call in on Thursday night. Please make sure you have that. I want to call in. So I made sure that we included it, and then they're not here.
And where are they?
Yeah.
Where are you?
So Sue has the VIP line. So I said, Sue, you gotta be my backup, dude. And actually, I think he said it to me. He's like, I'll be your backup. I can be your backup. So Sue has the hotline. He has the direct line to the moon, and it'll always be that way because Sue's the dude. It's just no way around it.
Well, I just thought maybe I would get a VIP convo, but
you got the VIP number too.
I do. Oh, he says he'll call the line next time.
He said you can give Chrissy my number too, so that Chrissy can. And I should have done that. I should have been, hey Chrissy, it's time to call Sue. But Sue,
Sue yeah, we'll call Sue and bring him on Profesh.
That's awesome.
I mean, me and Miss Tapman almost didn't even bring you. I mean, we were having a blast. I'm just saying.
Awesome. Miss Tapman's awesome. I'm looking at the stream, and I got to just tell you, for all of those of you in the stream, every comment that I see, almost everybody is a member of the channel and has chosen to give back in that way. And it warms my heart that so many of you have chosen to give back in that way. Like it keeps the fire burning to do this. And more than keeps the fire burning to do this, because this is like a microcosm. My excitement level for this channel is what keeps my excitement level going for my journey. I don't know if that makes sense, but like it is something that keeps me engaged when I have weeks like the last couple of weeks that I have had, which have not been easy. And so why don't you tell me about, I want to give you the option.
It just told me I missed a call. Sorry, it never rang though.
Somebody's calling in now. Yeah, we would have loved to have had you, but you missed it by like 2 minutes.
But you suck.
Leave a message.
I would never say that. I would never say that.
Do you want me to talk about my week first, or would you like to talk? And I should say weeks, because I was supposed to bring you on last week. I got the migraine, and then we didn't.
Hold on.
Just let it go next time so we can dance.
I know, but I lost you, and I don't know where you are.
You lost me? I'm still here. I'm on the moon. Live on the Mounjaro.
I'm on my computer, and it's all linked, and so it just moves you away, and then
everything
I'm like,
went nuts.
You can see me, and I don't know where you are, so it feels weird to not look at someone.
I hear you. If you don't see yourself, you don't know that you're there.
So that's who it was, though. I don't know if it comes up the name on yours.
No.
But that new member, Melissa Rodriguez, I believe that's who it was.
Oh, I just looked down. Melissa, yeah, welcome to the stream, and welcome to the channel as a member. Thank you so much for becoming a member and giving back to the stream in that way. Did somebody else just call again? So I don't know.
I think it's the same. I don't know.
I tell you what, if somebody
you really want in,
calls
Dave.
again, if somebody calls again, I'm just going to answer it and we'll talk to them.
Okay.
We'll let them interrupt. Okay. But
Feels so
in the meantime, tell me about your week. I want to hear about your week.
There she is. She heard you, Dave.
Is she calling back?
Can you answer it?
No, my phone's not ringing. It just
Really?
pops up and says missed call. But you could answer it. Are you doing your earbuds?
I am, but I can take it out.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
All right. Well, you start until she calls back.
Yeah, I'm asking you to do a lot. Could you answer the phones and tell me all about your crazy stressful week? No,
but hold on now. Sorry, I get shiny object.
Yep.
We're both Julie just did $20 super chat, right?
Oh my goodness.
Do we now have a tie?
No, because I think unfortunately for the last guy, which I think was Pug, I think it was $19.99. So I think Julie upped it by a penny.
Was it Pug or was it Stephanie? Oh no, Stephanie was after me, so then it was Pug, who was.
It was Pug at $19.99. I mean, they're all of these are super ridiculously generous. So thank you so much to everybody with the super chats. But yeah, that's Julie in the lead. So wow.
So if I beat them all, can I come give you your injection? Oh, you need to do it tonight?
I mean, no, I could wait till tomorrow. I mean, or whenever.
We could just do it.
Give me your money.
Hey, we don't live far enough apart that I can't be like, y'all hold on and talk to Dave a minute. I'll be over there.
Yeah, like I can't talk for 5 minutes while you drive up the road.
Iowa, guys, real close. He saved me from a tornado.
Julie said, we appreciate you, Dave. And also I see Emily's here. I owe Emily an email. She sent me a nice email this week. I need to email you back. Sorry, it's been a little bit crazy. I haven't seen what she's put in the chat, but I'm sure it's super helpful. And Julie said, we appreciate you, Dave. I appreciate you. So thank you so much.
You're the best part of this channel, Julie.
Damn you. Okay. All right. So am I talking about my week or are you talking about your week? I'm talking about my week in case somebody calls, right? So I'll start. Yeah. And I'm talking about my weeks. So, my last couple weeks have been stressful. I mean, to put it mildly, I mean, that's not new. I mean, everybody kind of knows, especially if you're a member and you've watched some of my member live streams. Like I've been stressed. I think that like we've been staring down some big life decisions, which is always, every big life decision feels bigger than it ultimately is. Like I really know in my heart of hearts, like the Lord has everything in control. He's got the whole world in his hands. Right. But sometimes it's hard to remember that. And when we're facing big decisions, everything just feels so massive. But we're staring down some big life decisions, some external stresses, all that jazz, right? And so I think that probably the last time you were on the stream, which has been a couple weeks, was probably about the last time I even opened my Weight Watchers app. So full transparency. I haven't touched my Weight Watchers app in like 2 or 3 weeks. So that sucks.
It's been a solid week for me. And I pulled one of those, Nick, I really got to get back on the wagon on Monday tonight.
After the weekend.
Until
after we get through those taquitos in the freezer.
Right. That pizza ranch that I ordered tonight.
Taquitos didn't want to cook. Right. Isn't this just the battle? So my week has been, my last couple of weeks have been a bit on the stressful side. And I've shared on the stream before, like the first thing to go is always my commitment to my health, which is not an excuse. It just, I let it happen. I don't think that in any stretch that I've gained weight. I mean, I've stayed right about at the same weight. But I haven't been, there's other people on YouTube, other people who have been on the stream. I think of Robert Armstrong. He uses this phrase, don't waste the Mounjaro. I think that I probably have wasted the Mounjaro the last couple weeks, by letting maybe some emotional eating, like just eating to comfort or soothe. I've done that, if I'm being honest. And so where Mounjaro probably was giving me some appetite suppression, I was going, and that's where I don't want to get off on a rabbit trail quite yet about this, but that's where like fighting obesity is about the mind, fighting the battle of the mind, the body, and the spirit. And these are a great tool to help you fight it on a biological level, especially if you're metabolically screwed up like I am. But this isn't going to do anything to fix what's up here and what's here, right? And Mounjaro has helped me do a lot of work up here because it's given me pause to be like, oh, wait, hey, I'm not actually hungry. I think that my lack of faith sometimes in the situations that I don't feel like I can control, I think I have let my lack of faith, which is very much a spiritual thing at this point. I've let my lack of faith, let my fear take over, and I've let my fear be soothed with food. Does that make sense? And not to a level that I would without the Mounjaro. So I am thankful for that. But then I kind of have this thing going on in the background where I'm getting these migraines, which are probably stress induced. And so I'm stepping back on the dosage. So that's my week. I think I'm flat with weight loss. So I'm still sitting right around 280, depending on the day, 281, 279. How's about you?
I avoid the scale. Sorry, you're making me cry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm trying not to cry on YouTube, Dave.
I'm so sorry.
So I know how bad that we've both been doing because since I started even modding your lives, we have talked almost daily, if not every other day, and we have been almost crickets this week.
We have.
We saw each other Sunday, and I think today or yesterday. Which I mean, now that I put that together yesterday, it was yesterday we texted, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I put that together and it feels like it was an entire week. Oh, that's so cool though.
It's fun.
That I was like, oh, I miss Dave. And oh, you went from Sunday to Wednesday. It's not going to be the end of the world.
2 days without, or 7 days without Dave makes 1 week.
I know, just putting it out there. Like, I feel like we were like in some ways supposed to be brother and sister, like
We pretty much are.
We live the same struggle, and
We do.
So I should really save this because not that I'm not trying to like capitalize on it. It's just that I need to put this into words for my own page, but I had to sit and talk myself into going into work on Monday.
Yeah.
It was kind of a let's cry it out and then let's just pull up our britches and go in.
Sometimes it do be like that.
I love my job though. I mean, I 100% love it. I just think my thing is I love what I do. I love all the things, but I just give everyone all of me all the time that sometimes I stop to refill my cup and then I get in this hole where I start like terribly blaming my husband because I feel like nobody's filling my cup and like that's not their job. Like I mean
that might be getting into
of course
the spiritual
right
side.
He was like well, and so we had our Easter thing Friday. Good Friday, we had our Easter thing, and I came home just completely exhausted, and I just laid in bed, and I didn't even want to eat, but I knew I needed to eat. Friday, I hardly ate anything, and so I was like, you need to, like, give your body something because some of this is probably hunger, and we need to differentiate.
Yep.
But I don't know if the rest of your people don't really know this about me, but if I'm laying in my bed after work or after whatever, which don't get me wrong, this is like a 15-hour day from work to church to coming home, and I was exhausted. But if I lay in my bed and I feel depressed, like I get super scared because I used to do that a lot. That used to be a lot of my life. And that's how I got to be 320 pounds years ago. And that's what I'm personally working, not only trying not to get back there, but also trying not to become diabetic, all of the things. But yeah, it's been a very bad mental health. And I did a YouTube live, a Facebook live about, kind of that this week, and just that, yeah, I know that I'm eating like crap when I feel like it, and my mental health is in the toilet.
Yeah, they're all intertwined, the mind, the body, the spirit. And when one's out of whack, the other ones feel it. And that's for sure. And I mean, I'll just say this on behalf of everybody who's watching, like, thank you for being so honest. I know like everybody here that's in this stream, none of them follow you on Facebook, but you posted that thing and I watched it and I was like, I love this. Now shut up and put it on YouTube. Because like the world needs more people who are honest and just so raw like you are. I mean, you're just so honest about your journey. And like, I even find it hard for me to be like really honest. Like me being vulnerable was a few weeks ago, and I was like, I went through the drive-through and had 3 chicken sandwiches. I'm learning to be more vulnerable. You're helping me get there because that's who you are. I think it's just harder for a dude to be like, I was sad, so I ate. I was stressed, so I ate. But like, again, that's Mounjaro. Mounjaro is like giving me pause to do that. Cause I go like, I'm actually, if I really think about it and I really listen to my body right now, I'm not hungry. I just
I'm
need,
bored.
I need to calm down. I
I want to feel happy.
I need that dopamine hit. I mean, whatever it is, like I'm needing something in that moment that I'm used to food giving me, and it's not giving me that as much anymore because I haven't eaten as much. And I say that Mounjaro is not giving me appetite suppression like it was, and it's not, but it's still, I think it's naive of me to think that it's giving me nothing. Cause like, we'll see. I've thought about going off of Mounjaro completely for like a month and then starting back over at the 2.5. Cause as we get closer to June, unfortunately, less people are going to be taking it. So it'll be easier to get those lower doses. And I think that what we'll do is we'll ultimately start at the 2.5, move up to the 5, the 7.5, the 10, the 12.5, and then the 15, and see if that slower titration schedule, which seems to be where most people are who are having a lot of success on Mounjaro, they're following that titration schedule. And even a lot of them are camping out like, hey, a lot of them on 2.5. They're like, I'm on 2.5 and I've been on it for 3 months and I've lost 30 pounds. And then they're starting to feel the suppression wane. So they're to the 5. Like I blew through it. Part of that was because like I'm type 2 diabetic. So I wanted the best control that the best glucose control, the best appetite suppression that Mounjaro could give me. In my mind, that was 15 milligrams. I don't know that that's the case. I think everybody's body is different, and I don't think that more necessarily equals best. So, and that's kind of where I am right now. I mean, I've even kicked around the idea of going off of Mounjaro for a little bit and switching over to a semaglutide so that I have some glucose control in the meantime, and then going back on Mounjaro. I love Mounjaro. I mean, I think this medicine, GLP-1s in general, I mean, I'm an evangelist at this point for these medications. They are a game changer from the biological standpoint, but do not get it twisted. This is not going to fix your this, and it's not going to fix your this. It's a tool to fix your biology, to help fix your broken biology. And it will aid you in recognizing some things that'll help you fix this and can help you fix this, but it's not going to fix them ultimately. I do want to say that I did tell, who was it that was trying to call in? Was it Melissa?
Melissa.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that you were texting in that too.
I saw it come up, and so I did.
Trying to tell her who I was, and then I realized it was you asking who this was.
Yeah, I told her to go ahead and call. So if she wants to come back in, she is more than welcome. And so just so you know, I may pick up the phone at some point here. And
2 things I did though this week was I was trying to, for those of you who don't know, I'm still taking my phentermine, which I started prior to this. I tried to cut it in half this week, and I think that helped that rabbit trail. So I went back to a full pill 2 days ago. And so I think that's telling me that I do need to maybe I have my check-in in 2 weeks. I need to go up a dose or you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
1.0 isn't it for me, I think.
Yeah. I would say that,
I want to be where
anecdotally,
I can only do the Wegovy,
yeah.
you know?
I think you're better off to be on the highest dose of a GLP-1 and be off the phentermine completely because the
But
phentermine's
I do think the phentermine okay, so I do think I'm undiagnosed ADD.
yeah.
And I think that's why it doesn't affect me like it affects you.
Oh, well, I am diagnosed ADD. I
Well, then
actually am.
that's super weird that it, like, twacks you out like that,
Well, so
because a
I was on
stimulant should
I
make you
was
normal.
for years and years and years, I was on Adderall up until a few years ago. Um, and I got bad migraines on Adderall. And
Yeah.
so I kind of stopped it, and it did a lot of stuff for me. It helped me have clarity of mind. It helped me focus on a task and complete a task and do some of those things that are challenging for me to keep a thought pattern in one direction and not go off 30 different directions. But yeah, the phentermine, I don't know what the difference is between that and Adderall, but it hits me different than Adderall does. But
I'm just
everybody
naturally more
biologically is
crazy and used to it.
different. That could be it. So yeah,
Baseline crazy.
we're by the way, the Stephanie said phentermine makes me mean and depressed and I clean my house constantly. So you might be mean and miserable to be around, but at least you got a clean house. So we're gonna bring Melissa into the stream here. I don't know Melissa. I don't know that I've interacted with her, but we're gonna bring her in.
Let's do it.
Melissa, welcome to the moon.
Hello there.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am so good, better than I deserve. I will tell you that.
Hello, Melissa.
Hello. Oh, I'm so excited to talk with you guys.
So yeah, we're so excited to have you here. So thanks for becoming a member of the channel. I so appreciate you giving back in that way. How long have you been watching the channel, Melissa?
So I probably found it around, I'm gonna say like December. I started Mounjaro in August. And I was doing like a ton of YouTube research on it. I just didn't want to get like shocked by side effects. I wanted to be prepared.
Right.
So I started like YouTubing the life out of it, and and then I came across yours, and it's been awesome. I wanted to thank the both of you for speaking about this, for your vulnerability, for like talking about like the taboo things. Like I'm on the phentermine now. I actually started like before the Mounjaro, and I think it's been equally part of my success, like Mounjaro and phentermine.
Yeah.
So
I think it's that missing piece of appetite suppression if you can tolerate it.
Yeah.
To keep you, not skipping 5 doses to the 15 milligrams.
Yeah, and Melissa, so I had a prescription of phentermine right prior to Mounjaro. Chrissy's had it. I pretty much stopped taking it once I started taking Mounjaro. I've probably taken it 4 or 5 times over the last few months. I just don't like the way it feels, but we're both on it. And it adds an extra oomph when it comes to the appetite suppression. That's for sure. So I'm glad that it's helped you out. And I also thank you for watching the channel for that long, because I can tell you, I started not too long after you in November, and I did the same thing. I came to YouTube and I was like eating up all the videos that I could. Right. And so I just thought there was a little bit of a deficit of information, and also from the male and the diabetic perspective. So that's why I started this channel. But I'm so thankful that you watched it. So what dose of Mounjaro are you on right now, Melissa?
So I am on the 12.5, and I think so. I'm like almost scared to ask my pharmacy when my coupon expires. I went to my PCP in August to get blood work done to go to a diet doctor. And while I was sitting there, he had like a sign on his door that said, like, we ask us about our diet plan or whatever. And I found out that he was giving phentermine, and it was like significantly cheaper than this diet physician I was going to go to. I am like insanely scared of anesthesia. So this was like my last Hail Mary before like going in for weight loss surgery, because it was kind of like the one part of my life that I stopped focusing on and I couldn't control. So I got like hyper focused on like momming and my kids and everything, and it like made me mistakenly think that I was like filling my cup, but not with my own health and well-being.
I think you're preaching.
Everybody else in my family.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that, and thank you for being so vulnerable there. I think you're speaking Chrissy's language, and I will also say too, from it's not much different for me from the male perspective. I feel like I give my employer 100%. I feel like I give my wife 100%, my kids 100%.
You give your wife 125%. Dave dates his wife. Like,
she's pretty dateable. I love her. She's wonderful. She's so good to me, and she's so good to my children. She's everything that any man would want in a wife and beyond. But I get what you're saying, Melissa, like, especially for moms. Like, when I say as a dad, I feel like I give that much. I don't know that I always do. Moms give like more than what's in their tank. They run it dry, and then when it's empty, they go into the reserve tank until they sputter out and pass out in the bed. And it's a tiring and thankless job to be a mom. And it's very easy to, I think, just from my own observation of my own wife, it's just very easy to give them, it's second nature to give them everything that you have. And so it's not a surprise when for some people, it just, the health is what takes the back seat. And so I'm glad that you found phentermine and that you saw some success with that. I'm glad that you have found Mounjaro and have found success with that. I'm sorry, did you say what dose you're on, Melissa?
So I'm on the 12.5 now. I haven't asked my doctor. So I reached my weight loss goal, which is something that I never thought I could.
Wow.
That's awesome.
I know. I will say, like, I did work like in all aspects, like my faith, my mental health. I didn't want to be on this forever, so I did like make like a conscious effort to eat better.
Good.
It's been like 8 months, I think, and I've lost 95 pounds. So I don't want to lose anymore, but I do want to titrate off.
Yeah.
And since I think my coupon runs out in June, I'm like scared to ask my pharmacy because I'm scared they're gonna like notice and start wanting to. I am like just writing the 12.5 wave. Actually, I don't know if this happens to anybody else, but I have a prescription for 5, 10, and 12.5.
Yeah.
They didn't have the 7.5 like when I was when I needed it. So I went to fill the 10 one the other day, and the pharmacy said the insurance isn't covered. That my coupon didn't apply, and it was going to be $160. So I didn't take that one.
Well, so the coupon will only work every 23 days, just so you know. But your insurance, as long as the dosing is different, the insurance has to cover it. Like, they're not going to cover 2 5 milligram prescriptions in the same 21-day period. Your insurance won't. But they'll cover a 5 milligram and a 7.5 milligram. They have to, because it's considered an entirely different prescription. So I would say, if I were you, I would be looking towards maintenance, and I would be talking to your doctor about what dose do you think I need to be on to maintain this weight loss. And, I don't want to discourage you at all, but I mean, the clinical research would tell you that most people need to be on some level of a GLP-1 to maintain. And maybe for you, it's not the GLP-1. Maybe it's more like a phentermine or even an oral GLP-1 like Rybelsus, something a little less intense than a shot.
I think it's the Mounjaro because I don't have diabetes, but I do have PCOS, which I know is like the hot topic now.
Yeah.
And whatever. But I think there's something
just as bad.
Mimics diabetes.
Yeah, high insulin levels.
Yep. Been so successful for me because I think there's something to that.
You're absolutely right. It increases your insulin sensitivity. So what most people don't understand is that most people who are obese, overweight, they're running around, even though they may not show up as diabetic in their blood sugars, it's because their body is cranking out gobs of insulin to keep the blood sugars down. And the reality is that when you have gobs of insulin in your blood, it's nearly impossible to lose weight. It's very, very difficult to lose weight because it's very hard to reverse insulin resistance. So what Mounjaro does is it increases your insulin sensitivity. So your body makes less insulin to control your blood sugar the same way. And so that's just one of the mechanisms by which it acts. And so you're absolutely right. But you are going to get that with any GLP-1. So I would, perhaps not as good as Mounjaro. Mounjaro is the king of the hill. I mean, I can't lie there. But if you were to say, I'm going to go on Ozempic, the smallest version of Ozempic, because maybe your insurance covers that for PCOS, or even on, the weight loss side, you probably had a luck with Wegovy because you're down to your goal weight. But, be talking to your doctor. Like maybe now's the time to get a 2.5 script and be filling that every 30 days along with whatever you need in the meantime to maintain. I mean, I don't know if this is good advice to be giving somebody or not, but it's definitely.
I didn't know that I could take both. That's kind of
Yeah,
like what I was hoping.
I'm not saying take both, but I'm saying you can fill both.
Fill both. Yeah.
So definitely take it as directed by your doctor, but fill the prescriptions. That's what I would do anyway. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. That's if I had the prescriptions, I'd fill them. Just
He
because.
would.
Say that again.
And with the coupon code.
So
I could titrate back. Really? I mean, it's very expensive.
Yeah, the coupon. Unfortunately, the coupon, like I said, is only going to let you run the coupon every 23 days. But what you could do is you could, you said your coupon runs out in June. So I would ask your doctor for a 3-month prescription worth of, what is it? April. It's almost May. So I'd ask your doctor for a 3-month prescription of whatever dose he wants to put you on for maintenance, which is probably about 2.5 or maybe 5. So ask him for a 3-month script of that. You can fill that with your coupon. You'll be able to fill that script with your $25, and that'll get you 3 months. And then next month, fill your last dose of, maybe titrate back to ask if you can titrate back to a 10. And then also during that month, fill a 5. And so you're lowering down. I mean, talk to your doctor. Your doctor is going to help you navigate all this. I shouldn't be even giving you, ideas, but.
So awesome. You see, this is really helpful. Really. I mean,
good.
This is stuff that I would never.
Yeah. And this is probably a good point for me to stop and just give the caveat that I am not giving medical advice. I am not a doctor. I do not represent Eli Lilly. I don't pretend to be a doctor. I just pretend to be a guy who talks on YouTube, who takes Mounjaro. So I'm just telling you what I would do, take it for what it's worth. But the one piece of advice that I'll stand by is talk to your doctor. Your doctor understands how all this stuff works even better than I do as far as the insurance and stuff. So just tell them your situation and they should be able to help you to walk through it. And I'm so thankful that you called in tonight, Melissa. Thank you for joining.
No, thank you guys. And thank you for this channel. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Have a wonderful night. I will stay on and watch.
All right. That sounds great. Thanks.
Awesome to talk to you guys.
So good to talk to you. Thanks so much for calling. We appreciate you. Bye-bye. What a sweetheart. That does my heart good.
What a rock star.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I love people who called in the other night too. It's just like, these people are naturals. People should all be making their own channels. And I hope that many of them do. Just a shout out to Fat Guy No More. Ken Lee's here in this stream. Ken, we gave you a shout out earlier. We'll just, for good measure, we'll just say, Ken, he's in the building. Kenny, met him at the local brewery. So we have a local brewery here. Ken used to brew his own beer. It was called Manfish. I think he talks about that a bit on his channel. But we have a place
in Cedar Falls.
Yeah, that's at Single Speed. So we have a Hostess bread factory growing up in our downtown of our city. It's right by my work. And when I was a kid, we would drive in the downtown area and it just smelled like freshly baked bread all the time. Well, Hostess went defunct. They closed it up, but then these investors came in and bought it and turned it into a brewery. And it's a super cool place. So Ken and I met there and had lunch there, and that was real fun. Hey, Ken, did the Iowa Cubs get the W tonight? Just curious. Yeah. So, hey, I am so appreciative of each and every one of you who has joined the stream tonight. You guys are wonderful. And I don't know what you were doing, so I just took you out for a minute.
My computer was on energy saving mode, so I had to plug it in.
I gotcha.
Yeah. I didn't drop my iPad.
That's good. I did that.
I was laughing so hard.
It's funny. So last week when we did this call-in show, I completely dropped my iPad in the middle of the stream. It's like on a little stand, and I tried to adjust it to get the phone closer to it, and it just fell to the floor. And like when you go back and look at your YouTube analytics to see what part of your video is popular, there's this huge spike up in the middle of this video and I looked at it, it's when I dropped the iPad. So apparently that was like
Well, if I could tell the story, it would be better because Dave was in a position where his head was like this. So I lifted my computer to mimic because he'll watch me down in the corner. So he knew. So he went to move it and then it fell. And
Just-
I am rolling backstage, just like can't, almost crying. It happened.
Yeah. I'm like, woo, everything is broken.
That's what put me over the top when you said that.
I like to think that I recovered nicely. So let's get into this before we end the stream because we really need to go over the big elephant in the room.
But do
Cousins
we? I think everybody
challenge.
might know.
Yeah, so the cousins challenge is over. It's a done deal. And you won handily. Like it wasn't even close.
It wasn't even that bad.
I don't.
It
So
was
what?
like, I don't even remember the actual numbers.
You lost about twice the amount of weight that I did. I think I was down like 4 pounds maybe, and I feel like you were down close to 8 or 9.
Maybe 8.
It doesn't
I don't
matter.
remember.
Whatever it was, you won. So you got to tell
Dave
me.
better be okay. He has not been to Field of Dreams, nor has he watched the movie and not eaten cottage cheese.
I have failed as a Midwesterner.
I don't think you're Iowan.
I might not be.
I mean, I know
What
your
am I though?
parents.
I'm very pale.
I don't know. I think that your dad went out of town. Like maybe he took Brooke to Colorado once and like found you on the side of the road.
He
Like
must have.
nobody knows what that means. But
wherever the palest
Colorado,
people
Reno.
are, then yeah.
wherever her mom
Wherever.
lives.
So Chrissy won the cousins challenge. So at some point, you're gonna have to tell me what cut of steak you're eating, and you're gonna have to buy the nastiest cottage cheese you can find, or you can just leave a gallon of milk out and shake it up.
You're
after
getting the
days.
small curd 4% milk fat that you can pick up in a scoop and it won't fall out because it is the best. So good. But Dave's sister said I can't give him fruit or anything with it. He's got to just appreciate the cottage cheese on his own.
Like you're gonna see me turn into my children real quick when you put food I don't want to eat in front of me. Like every meal is a battle with my kids, and we're like, why won't you just eat it? Like you're gonna see me turn into Sawyer.
Oh, you're gonna sit with Sawyer, Cooper, Benny, and Evie around you, and they're gonna watch you because you're gonna have to make a good example for the kids.
Yeah, maybe what we do is we live stream this for the members. Because if we live stream it for just if we live stream it for just the members of the channel, then maybe the kids could be on the video too. I don't want to be on them to be on big YouTube, but they can be on like little YouTube.
We don't like to exploit children.
Just in process. Welcome to the stream. And she said that you should make a short like BJ did with the collard greens, and I fully intend to make a video of it. It will be a video. And BJ Davis has a short where his wife convinced him to try collard greens, and it was hilarious. That was a while back, but yeah, you should check that out on BJ's channel. I haven't seen BJ here tonight. Not to call him out, but unfortunately, we don't have BJ here tonight. I did plug his Discord, davisdiscord.com, where the best conversations it's like an infomercial for BJ's Discord every week. davisdiscord.com.
Made the national news.
Well, let's give it its proper. Davis Discord, the best conversations of GLP-1 on the web. You're welcome, BJ. But it's great. It's a great place. All our cool people are over there. So yeah. So with that said, I don't really have anything else. What do you got anything else?
I want to thank you for your channel because without this channel, I would just be home on a Thursday night.
Without this channel, without this channel, I wouldn't have seen you since Christmas, probably. Although I think during the storm, did we tell people that you came over during a bad storm?
Dave saved me from a tornado.
Something like that. She got
Well,
to
the
come
sirens
into the
went off
cave.
and they said it was in my town, and I thought, well, maybe I shouldn't drive to my town because that wouldn't be smart.
But it's probably solid reasoning. And she came and she's like, I just went to Martin Brothers, which is like a bulk store, like a local Sam's Club, basically. You know,
It's more like a restaurant supply.
yeah. Like you don't buy a bag of French fries, you buy a case of them. Yeah. And she's like, I just got all sorts of stuff from Martin Brothers. I'm like, great, go home and eat it. Because I don't think the challenge was over at that point. Maybe it was. I don't know.
No, because that Saturday night we accidentally didn't have kids and went and ate Mexican, and I got food poisoning.
Oh, you got food poisoning. Yeah. So I'm going to call foul. I'm just going to throw a
No,
flag.
because I only lost 2 pounds that week.
Yeah, but you still lost 2 pounds. Like if I would have got food poisoning, maybe I would have lost weight.
You could have. Next time I'll take you to the Mexican restaurant.
Yeah, take me with you so I can get food poisoning too. It's cheaper than Mounjaro, really. Are you muted now? I don't know. You're either muted or I muted you. I don't know. I've been messing with the microphone. Maybe I muted you.
Oh, my AirPod went dead, so mute went on. I mean, that makes sense, right?
All good. Yeah. Well, I would like to close the stream by saying each and every one of you who have joined tonight, you are the best part of this channel, especially Chrissy. We'll call Chrissy's the best part of this channel tonight because Chrissy won the Cousins Challenge. And I'm going to give second best part of this channel to Melissa, who called in, because that was a great call and so nice. Like she just seemed like a sweet gal and so nice to hear from her and hear that she's been following the channel since December. Like that's just so nice. And she also became a member. Thank you to each and every one of you who became members. And I can't forget the big thing. So I don't know, going back way back up in the chat to the gift of $20 for Julie.
Yeah.
So Julie had the biggest super chat of this evening. I'm just making sure I didn't miss something else while we were chatting. And I don't think
I do have to tell Ken though, since he says he's glad you didn't take him for Mexican, that would have also been a good way to bust through that plateau.
Yes. There's no, I mean, there would have been a great way to bust through the toilet. Julio, she gets to choose the injection site. Now she's saying any suggestions. Yeah, I mean, be kind to me. That's all I ask. So if you're just joining the stream, the biggest super chat of the night gets to choose where I inject my first 12.5 milligram shot. Julie O at $20. She won it. Now Julie is trying to figure out where. Cheryl says the nostril. Wow, these people hate me.
If you put it in your face, then is it really Ozempic face?
Hey.
I'm a
Mounjaro
dad
face.
teacher.
I mean, why it would swell up like this?
Moon face.
Moon face. Nice. Did you come up with that or did Sue? That seems like something Sue YouTube would come up with.
Moon face is what you get from high steroid use.
Oh, okay.
Fun fact.
Also from injecting Mounjaro into
Also from the Mounjaro.
I'll
be nice and say butt.
Julie said, I'll be nice and say butt. JK will go with the abdomen.
You can just sit on the pen and it'll go.
Yeah, like if I wasn't afraid of getting like some sort of content strike on the channel, I would inject it right into my booty. I mean, that can't be bad. It's not suggested, but it can't be bad, right? So all right. So we'll do it.
Oh my gosh, this is the best part of my week right here.
This 12.5 shot is the best part of this channel.
Well, that and the conversation that it ensued.
We call it
no pun intended.
With your migraines, I'd make sure to be as SQ as possible. Abdomen vote.
The fattest part of your body.
That's definitely my stomach. All right, ready? All right, I'm going to put the microphone right down. That sounded really weak.
It did.
All right. It's a done deal. Abdomen. Your big toe based sir said. Based sir called in and told us about his forays with the compound terzepatide the other night. So that was cool. So yeah, did y'all hear the click? Click, click, clickety click. Everybody loves that sound. You all are the best part of this channel. Thank you so much for joining the stream tonight. We had a blast. Chrissy, thank you for joining. Thank you for modding. I really do owe you. I'm going to get you the biggest, fattest steak.
I can only eat about like 5 ounces of steak, so don't waste too much money.
Good. We'll
I
go
don't
with
like
the
fatty
fillet.
meat. I'm kind of picky. Yeah, a fillet,
Yeah.
bacon wrap fillet. There you go.
Perfect. I'll get you Mexican food.
No, okay. I mean, it worked last time.
Yeah. All right. All right. So we're going to wrap it up. Thank you folks for joining the stream tonight. Thank you for those of you who came member. Thank you for those of you who participated in the super chat. That was awfully nice and generous of you. So shout out to Julie. Shout out to Melissa for becoming a member. Shout out to Miss Tapman for her 2-month membership. Pug for your $19.99 contribution. There was somebody else at $9.99. I can't go that far back up in the chat. Stephanie, I think it was. Sue gave a $2 deal. I think Chrissy, you gave a $4.99. So, and I'm remembering those ones off the top of my head because it's not letting me go back that far. I feel bad every time you give me all your time during the week. So thank you. Shout out to Chrissy who gives her time to the stream every week. We appreciate each and every one of you for joining, being a part of this channel. If you're interested in becoming a member, links in the description. Check out the links to the previous On the Pen lives, all my videos, all that jazz. And we will see you on the pen next week. Thanks for joining. We will see you next week.